ninjas, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is a very special show. I've started from the bathroom, just finished doing makeup, and yeah, this guy is having lunch. So what's unique about today's episode? This is the second chapter of the making, I go switching off lights. This is the second chapter of the Making of Kansiime Anne. I already talked about it. The Making of Kansiime Anne is all about me trying to write an autobiography, but like do it video-wise, because it's easy for me to get a camera, put it in front of me, it's quarantine, and then I tell you some of the things that you do not know about, even those that you know, just to reassure you so that you know your ninja really well. And I've been really lucky this quarantine to be able to be in quarantine but with my mom, my dad, my sister, my boyfriend, my niece, and my friend Judith. So I decided to use this opportunity to sit down with daddy and mommy. Yeah. Earlier I sent questions on social media and asked you guys to ask them questions, and some of you thought it was an exam. You wrote a whole pamphlet, wrote, even sent me emails. Well, I gathered about 15 questions. They are my parents, so you better believe they are good storytellers. I organized their set, the set that they're going to shoot in. I tried to clear the living room. Usually this chair is not there. It's in a different place. It's here. So this right here is my tripod. This is where I intend to place my phone, and I'll place it like this. And this is the frame I'm using. Me, daddy, and mommy are going to sit here and chat with you guys. I hope you are ready.
Let me take you away. Sit down, let's talk on it. It's been long since you came into my arms. Oh, please, let the sun shine on me.
Don't worry, they are not shocked. They've been with me since time in malaria, so they expect this madness and so much more. So like I promised, this is Daddy and Mommy, Mrs. Kubidiaba Gauda, the sweetie of Mr. Kubidiaba Chris, and I want to dive straight into the questions. Okay, let me first find out about your hobbies. Tell us which schools you went to, so that those who are watching, maybe they have relatives that went to school with you. Mama, which school did you go to?
Kamanze sima Ruhanga, dasima Yesu Kristo. Because of this day, I attended primary school in Bogonji Primary School in Kambuga, in Chinchizi district. Yeah? Then
Bogonji,
after, I went in Matric Heart Secondary School, and I was the second pioneer of the school, whereby I was being taught by these Canadian sisters. Oh yeah.
Hence the English. Oh yeah, guys.
So that's my education.
That's your education. Daddy?
I studied from Chapter.2 Primary School, my local nursery, where we were writing.
Yeah, Daddy went to nursery.
Where we were writing in the dust.
Wanji?
Writing in the dust, using dust.
So you'd write on the ground using what,
Writing
sticks?
in the ground, right? Fingers or sticks. Then from there, we would write on banana leaves, which are put on fire. When you put it on fire, it becomes soft, and you get a piece of wood and I write with it until I finished my P7 in 1970. Then in 71, I went to Kigiz College Victoria,
Senior.
which is called the Senior. But by then it was the only senior south of the Sahara and the northern Limpopo, up to Senior 4. That was 1974 when I finished my Senior 4. After which I went to Kampala in the city to look for employment.
After Senior 4?
After Senior 4. I could not go for further studies because finance was not really available at home, because I had my siblings who had to go to school also.
He was in Senior, the only senior southwest of Sahara and northwest of Limpopo. Mama is fighting the laughter. Why are you jealous? I have more questions.
Okay.
There's a lady here called Stella from YouTube. The reason I'm using a book today is we are using our phones to shoot. I told you it's quarantine, so leave my book alone. I'm going to be reading your questions from the book. What spices have you used in your relationship to make it last longer? Let me break it down for man. The tricks you have used to be with daddy up to now. He's such a hot dude. He is young. So what tricks have you used to keep him? They want to know.
I'm very glad for what is happening with me within my marriage. I happened to be a hardworking woman, creative woman.
Clearly.
Because at my secondary school, in Immaculate Heart, I took home management. So naturally, I was so smart, very active. I knew how to cook. And I was so loving and good enough. I managed to have a good husband, quiet and ready to attend to me.
What are the tricks you used? They're the ones they're asking.
The tricks.
How have you reached here?
The tricks to reach here is being obedient. And to know, understand what my husband wants. And I'm glad he has done it.
Good.
That's what the family is now.
Daddy, what tricks have you used?
I don't think I have had many tricks.
But
It's only patience and to know each other, to learn each other. Learn what your second finger wants. If you are finger A, know what finger B wants. And B, while B should also know what finger A wants. And then we have been in the mercy of God, of course. Because apparently, as we talk now, we are 43 together, 43 years together.
They've been married for 43 years. Some of you cannot even keep relations for 43 days. Let alone 43 hours. You are there chatting your friends.
43 years together. So God has been merciful to us, has blessed us with 6 children, 4 girls, and 2 boys.
Among those, are there twins? Some people actually think that I'm seriously twins with Allen.
No, we don't have twins. Only that my madam is a twin, has twin sisters. The ones that she follows are twins.
You've reminded me of a question from David Odili, also still on YouTube. He asked, how do you feel? Actually, let me ask you, Dad. How do you feel not having grandchildren from your favorite daughter?
Oh, it's not too late.
I keep telling them. It's not too late.
She's still young. She's really still young.
And on top of that, biblically, when you read the Bible, all of these ladies who delay to conceive have already produced great children. Sarah delayed. I remember even Anne by her name also delayed
in the Bible,
and she was crying for a child, and later on produced Samuel, the greatest man.
So you don't rush good things.
My special daughter is blessed, and I still look ahead for God's blessing. Please, believe me or not, Anne is producing because she's young.
Amen.
We have not lost hope.
Amen. Amen. We have another question from Sam Thompson from YouTube. What signs did you get prior to bringing Kansiime to the world? Signs? So, like, did you have any special signs and symptoms? I don't know how to. Are there any special occurrences around my being born? Oh, wait, there's another question from Edith Kalume. How did it feel carrying Anne for 9 months? Me in your stomach for 9 months, how did it feel? Let's start with daddy, then you come. Dad, of course you didn't carry me, but you were there. How was my pregnancy?
Pregnancy. Well, the pregnancy like any other.
What time was that?
That was
86.
1986. Only that there was something, I don't know if I should call it special or whether I should call it what.
Unique?
Very unique, really. Because this Anna, you see, was carried in the womb for 11 months. That is something unique, which was in her, really. And
how did you take that, Daddy? How did you tell us? Mommy carried me for 11 months.
Really, we were wondering what she was carrying. Yeah, we were wondering what she was carrying. 8 months, 9 months, 10, 11 months.
Mommy, tell me, where were you? Where were you? What was Daddy thinking?
As you know, I produced as children. We were the fourth child. So we were not so ignorant to doubt or not to understand what the pregnancy was. We used to go to the doctor. They would tell me the child is normal. The child is a child. But surely, really, that this thing has brought to me to show that Anne is special now that seeing what she's doing. In fact, I begged the doctor to say, remove this child outside. You said if it's an animal, or if it's not a child, it's an animal or whatever, but let this so-called child, I didn't call it an animal, to come out of my body. I was induced. I was unfortunate. I was alone in Kabale.
Where were you?
I was in Mbarara.
This one was in Mbarara.
You guys had broken up?
No, I was working in Mbarara. We were going for a walk.
After dressing my weakness, and there was a war, which were, I don't know.
Daddy can tell us what happened. Why was she in Kabale and you were in Barra?
We had, in the 1996 war. 86. There was war between Uganda and...
Let's first pause. For those of you who don't know, that's the time our dear president, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, took power. I'm 34 and I've known one president. Continue.
So we had to flee the town of Mbarara where we were working and went back in the village in Kabale. Then when the war was nearly over, I had to go back for work and she had to remain in Kabale.
You can imagine. Mama, tell us. After she left you alone,
I stayed with his cousin who was so loving.
A man?
A girl.
Okay.
She looked after me. But in all, I knew the months. I was monitoring the doctors. They would count with me, but later on, I started thinking that when I would change doctors, they would say, you miscounted yourself. But then I started also being troubled. I looked unhealthy because the child also was starting to come out, and she has refused. This called Anna, you see, refused to come out. Now
I knew they were not going to give me my posho and beans.
Now what I can assure you, when I went to the doctor, they came to learn that I'm not so dull, and this was not the first child. They requested me, should we remove the child from your stomach? I said, yes. They said, we are going to try. If you feel, we operate you. But luckily enough, they put me on a drip.
They induced you.
They induced me. I produced Anne. But what I'm telling you, she was 11 years old.
I was 11 years old, man.
11
months, yes.
Inside my stomach.
Was I normal?
Even the doctor came, and all doctors came to observe.
That was a tourist attraction from childhood.
A post-maturity mother. Even the nurses came to say, let me come and see a her post-matristic mother, how the child was looking. Anne was neither black nor white, but old. She was normal. She looked normal.
There was nothing
But
different.
the skin looked tired. And immediately after birth, within those weeks, Anna's skin, what she has today, is the different skin which came to grow on her. Everything removed, even from the hair, everywhere, the outer skin came out because it was tired in the stomach because of the delay. She became a so quiet girl. She could not disturb me in her birth because they put in intubation, but she kept on.
I didn't cry, I cried. Was I a stubborn child?
What I remember, she didn't cry during that time when she was young. But what I remember, her ears were not, the ear, one side of the ear was like this. Even the head was almost not normal.
Oh, no, mommy, why are you saying that?
No, I'm trying to explain. Giving more time to know that she's a special child. Because they told the women told me, even the nurse, that we shall make her proper. Even the ear was,
They put it back.
pushed back.
My ear is okay, it even looks nice
So
in hearing.
quiet. Now, all these have been showing me as I started with her that she's supposed to be special. That's all I can talk.
We have Barbara Akankwasa on Instagram asking how many times was Kansiime beaten as a child.
Excuse me. When you talk about Kansiime being beaten, I tell you, a great mother is the mother who beats a child. But when you talk of beating, I don't know what you mean. Anna was always ready to be the first. Anna was never wanted anybody to answer before her. Anna was so active and so doing. When you say you don't do that, that's not it.
Mama, no.
Mama,
speak the truth and Hashem that they've paused. That talk about the beating. She's saying she never beat me.
If we were to collect canes
And count them.
I think they would feel like when you.
No, I was beaten. Sometimes
Anna was beaten.
And then you beat me.
Yeah, so at times you would also participate.
You'd even send us for canes, and then you bring something so big, he beats you till it breaks. You bring something small, he combines them and makes a bigger cane.
Yes.
How many times was I beaten? I was beaten.
You were really beaten.
I was beaten.
I beaten. Kakera abana banje kugira ngo bahinduke babeje.
Yes.
Na Anna limu yona nteraga abana. Not necessarily Anna.
You used to beat everyone.
I used to beat
Everyone.
when they are fighting, when they have done wrong, I'm putting them out to work.
In fact, if it is Anna to be beaten, Anna used it to. She was used to fighting her elder siblings.
I used to fight with Apple.
More especially,
Apple.
her elder brother called Apple.
I fought with Apple.
Apple must have given Anne really good canes, good punches.
There's a time Apple suffocated me when we were fighting, and I ended up in hospital. I think that was the first time I got an asthma attack. We fought, and then when the maids would come to separate us, we would beat the maid. When I would be fighting with Apple and you come to separate us, we would beat you. So fighting and beating, that was standard procedure.
Sure.
Then, Calvin Mugume. Calvin, you're just not serious. On Facebook, Calvin says, did Anne have boyfriends?
For sure.
Anna, in every step of education, years ago, wherever she would go, she was very young. Very young.
That's true.
And very brilliant in class. She finished. I just heard they put her in top class. It seems she never went for babies.
But Daddy made me repeat P7. If I was brilliant, how did that
You
happen?
were very young.
We would go to beg teachers to make her repeat because she was young. Now, during primary time, Anna was young. Boyfriend, I don't know, maybe it fight them.
I was kicking.
That's what I can tell. Going to Garanyaji school, they almost sent her. They said, why did you bring such a young child? And look at her. If she tells you her years compared when she was at school, she has always been young and a bit stubborn. I wonder what the boyfriend, maybe for fighting with them or whatever. Me, I don't remember of boyfriend of Anna because she was naturally young.
I was just so small. I remember my breasts came when I was nearly 18. And even the boyfriends, that's who are my age, used to look at me like they are a friend who they usually like. It was difficult, guys. Getting boyfriends was really a hard
And
paper.
she was interested in creative,
In
dancing
fighting,
for us.
dancing,
She
used to
had
play action.
in our house. She had there maybe a choir, make the young one, the brothers and sisters how to dance, how to do this. That's so Anna would be thinking her.
Nyana K is asking, when was the first time you saw me performing? That,
But we used it to come to school for concerts.
yeah, you used to, but like, can you remember like that one that stood out, or maybe?
So one time, I had come to visit in Kampala to visit your sister, Alan.
I don't know. Yes.
Then I learned that you would come from university and join Fun Factory.
Yes, at the national
Then
theatre.
I was called at the national theatre and they said, come and tell you the people that join with
And
Anne. What surprised me was the way they were welcoming Anne, as if she's the manager, as if she was the owner.
it was
of the
planned. I
brand.
told them you were coming.
When I was seated like this, each one came introducing herself, but when Anna came,
On stage.
everybody shouted and clapped the hands. And I said, oh, which means this girl is no longer studying, is doing such a fun things. I almost lost hope on her that she's going to start dancing because I didn't like MDD, I didn't like all those things. But in the first time, I saw her challenging me and being liked by the many people. So what I did, I just started praying, and whatever I tell you is, I always pray for my children, whatever they are. Never just a shadow of Jesus Christ. But since then, I started praying for Anne, God to do that. He has planned for her.
So Irankunda Rogers is asking, what was your first reaction when I started acting professionally? I think you have just answered that. But Daddy, I still want to know, like, when was the first time you saw me on stage?
In fact, the first time I saw him on stage is when he came this way. That was my first time to see on stage.
Eh? What did you mean? The I am Kansiime show? Professional? In school show, you had
In
never
school, I
seen?
used to go at school.
There I used to
at
come.
demo.
Demo, yes.
In Garanyanja, I never saw him.
You never came to Garanyanja performance,
But
you
it was
didn't.
at a demo really when I first. Because you would be almost in every place.
Yes, I
Almost
was
in
in
every
everything.
place.
I was in
Almost in
everything.
And if you remember, at every coming from school in the holidays, she could come with the cup and the plate.
I would
And
give
she
you
would
gifts.
say, Mommy, I won.
Every time.
Winning what? I was the first. In what? In what?
Wait, there's something Daddy is saying. What? What is that?
She would every coming for holidays, she would come with presents. Every time I won this, I won good
In
enough.
what?
I'm still keeping those certificates.
You still have the
I have
certificates?
them, I have
You want them. I'm going to take pictures and send
Yeah,
for you.
I'm still keeping them.
So, then they hear, when did I start showing? This one, who is this? Nkabi Patrick is asking, when did she start showing signs of being a comedian?
In fact, you showed that very early in your primary. Because remember, you used to sing for visitors at home. every visitor that would come, you would organize your siblings and then make songs.
And they laugh.
And you
Would dance Baksimba. I teach you the dances that we've done at school, folk song, and then you'd give me money. I remember getting money.
At times you would get some money.
And some other children would be.
You showed those signs early, but we didn't know you would do well in making a follow-up.
We have Dorcas Magoba on Facebook. She says, I want to thank your parents for allowing you to be who you wanted to be. My parents said I was going to be a prostitute when I said I'm going to be a journalist. And I would like your mother to tell us, Mom.
Me, I call myself blessed woman with blessed children.
Of course.
But again, between all those children, I have a special daughter, Anne. He's becoming special to me because he's doing things great.
Dad advice to those daddies who are stopping their parents, their children from doing what they want.
Yeah, if I may go back, I remember when she joined Making. After the first semester, I think before when she was in the first semester, the first year, she was supposed to go on government in music. But
actually, what happened? I applied for music, and then I didn't get it on government, but I wanted you to pay for it to study music, and you refused. You refused.
In fact, I said no. I can't pay my school fees for MDD.
It was called Musir
Dara.
Meaning you're stupid, so and so, like you're really stupid.
So when she raised me on the phone, I really said no.
See? So I ended up doing social sciences.
She went in for SASO. How she again came to be in music, I really don't know.
I spent all my time at university on the music department. So that's how I ended up joining Fun Factory. That's how I ended up acting. Yeah. And then finally, to finish all this, Dad, you still had something else to say?
So I would stand and advise parents sit down with their children and see the favorites of their children.
What their kids like.
What their kids like,
to do.
what they're interested in. They shouldn't be forced
to do what they
do what actually is not at their hearts. So that would be my advice. Those who still have kids at school.
And as we finish this, because the questions are too many, and we can do part 2. This is quarantine. If you bring more questions, we ask them and we do part 2. Do you have any last words? For your scarf so that you have your swag. I don't know if your father has the swag that mine has. Anyway, any last words, Mommy? Any last words you want to tell my ninjas? Any last words from Daddy? Ninjas, thank you so much for watching. This is the Making of Kansiime Anne. It's an autobiography, and I intend to do this as much as possible, giving you details, stories, in-depth interviewing people from my past and in my future, I think. Yeah? So any parting words?
Let me repeat this. My last message to you parents, especially mothers, I again repeat this. Pray for your children and follow them, what they do.
But most importantly, pray for them.
The most important thing, pray for them.
I always tell you my mother is God's secretary. She has told you herself. Daddy, any last words?
I thank you for this time which we have been together. Appreciated most of your questions. We may not have given the right answer, very right answers, but we have tried to come to the truth. So, thank you very much.
And also, you guys, you should appreciate my parents for struggling and speaking English. They went to school, they've told you Immaculate Heart, and the only senior southwest of Sahara and northwest of Limpopo. So the English they have used has come from here. It's not the one of here of the mouth. It has come from behind there. So appreciate them. Some of the things that you've not understood, it's because their English is of those days, not of these days. Yeah. So if you're not if you had said that they tell you stories in Uruchiga, actually the reason we put this interview in English is so that mommy can sit calmly, gather all her English, and in the process of gathering her English, she comes down and answers properly. Otherwise, if it was speaking Ruchiga, she'd be saying, I've told you, should be getting out of the seat and getting close. Thank you so much for sitting, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe. Please subscribe, because this is just the beginning. This is chapter 2, and I intend to go on to even chapter 1000 if there are more stories to tell. Telling you stories about me, telling you stories about my family, and where I came from. I'm so lucky. And I know I'm a very blessed child, and I know and I give thanks to God. Thank you so much for watching. I told you, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We're about to make 1 million